Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I will be doing a video for a friend of mine. She's actually studying in France and she wanted me to do a video on how to critically review a literature. Okay, so very quickly, I'm going to share with you how to critically review a literature. If you are coming across my channel for the first time, my name is Janet, and I share with you tips and tricks of studying abroad. Yeah, but this is a special request, so I'll be granting it. Yeah, so you can subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button if you would like to hear about tips and tricks of how to gain admission abroad, study abroad. Yeah, so there are four stages when it comes to critical writing and critical review. For me, I think that this is actually an issue that I actually kind of learned to overcome doing my master's degree program. Yeah, so I'm going to teach you the four tips I use, and that was really helpful. Number one is description. So when you read a literature, you first have to describe it. Description, I mean, is not like a general summary of everything in long words. No, is a brief summary, like a very brief summary of all that you have read. Very, very brief. And I mean very brief, like two sentences, because most times when they ask you to as master's student, they ask you to submit maybe 250 words, a critical analysis of 250 words of literature that you have read, a literature that you have read, whether a journal or an article. Most times they do not give like maybe 500 words. The limit is always very small. So in order to for you to meet this word limit, your description should not be more than two sentences. And how do you do it? Because the description is like the critical analysis part, is the foundation of the critical analysis part. Don't be too descriptive. Talk about what the document is about. That can be one sentence, a summary, a very short summary, and how it's actually relevant to your topic or the topic under review. That's another sentence. So the first sentence, you concisely, without being too descriptive, talk about what the document is about. Sentence one. Then how is it relevant to your own topic? Because you already need, because probably your lecturer wants you to talk about one topic or you are discussing one topic here. Then secondly, you would interpret that document. How do you interpret the document? So it means that for your research, it goes beyond just this description. You have to apply what you have read. What is the implication of what you have read? That is interpretation. What is the implication of this document that I've read? What is the implication? To what extent can I apply this article, this journal to my topic? How what is the implication? How do I apply? Like, because normal example, if a lecturer say read about, probably they're talking about dark heritage and they told you to read an article that was written by maybe a professor who talks about how what approaches, they want you to be able to interpret it. So how is it that what you have read, how does it apply to the topic under discussion? So think about things like this. What are the implications on your own topic? So do you accept under the interpretation? Think about it, that do I accept the arguments from this paper? Do I disagree with the arguments from this paper? You're trying to interpret, you're trying to find meaning. So in the process of finding meaning, you either agree or disagree. Yeah, so that's it. Then the third stage, what you have to do in the third stage is you have to evaluate the document you have read, the article, the journal. So you have to judge it, judge the value of the work, the strength of the work, the weakness of the work. So to be candid with you, I feel like objectivity is not 100%, especially when it comes to qualitative reviews, right? So you have to, and that's why you have to judge it critically. You have to judge the strength of that work, the weakness of the work, evidence behind academic arguments. Why does the author argue the way he or she argues? Why what approach? You have to evaluate, you have to value all these things within your own context. You have to see things in it. Does is it like the geography? Does the geography of the author, where they come from, does it influence how they write? Does it, because example, somebody that is analyzing a document from an Eurocentric perspective will be different from someone that is analyzing a document from an Afrocentric perspective. So what background, you can read more about the author, maybe personal biography, things like that, to be able to just you have to like evaluate all these things. So it's not just about the document, it's about who wrote that document, what perspective are they trying to advance. So you are trying to judge the strength of the document, you're trying to judge the weakness, you're trying to look at the evidence. Yeah, so begin by judging how this document is valuable in your own context. What is your own assessment of it? How did you see it? How has it added to your own understanding around the topic? How did you make sense of the data used? What perspective do you think the writer wrote from? So things like this. And lastly, you have to synthesize what you have read. So for you to do a synthesis, you have to think about how does this sources, how bringing the sources together. If you bring everything together, what you have read, what you know before on this topic, what you have, like your previous knowledge about this topic, what you have recently read about it, what gaps can you identify, what tensions, what patterns do you identify? Do you think that this is a continuation of previous literature? Does it just carry on what other people have said before? Or do you identify like a gap that even needs to be filled? Or do you identify, oh, this is a new development? I think what this writer is trying to advance, I've not seen it in any document that I've read before. So you have to synthesize what you previously know, your the knowledge from what you have acquired from the article or the journal, and look at, is there any new thing? You think about the article or journal you have just read in relations to other article you have read. So on what side does it belong? Like where does this belong? And what does it bring to the party? Like what does is there a new them like I explained? What gaps does it fill that other work did not fill? Does it raise a completely new development? So things like this, where does it even fit in your own work and perspective? So things like this is what you would analyze in your synthesis perspective. So you have four stages, and I hope that this has been able to help somebody, and I hope that this video has been able to help my friend. And I wish you the best. I wish you the best with your studies, and I hope that you graduate well and you're able to bring knowledge to other people too, my friend. Okay, I hope that this video was helpful. Please subscribe and share my video so that I can be encouraged to do more. Thank you. Bye.